It seems we live in a world where brains are hard to come by in Hollywood, especially since tabloid sites make some stars look like dopes. But actually, some of the most brilliant minds are working in the industry. They can not only blow us all away with their entertainment talent, but also with their smarts. Make sure to stick around until the end to find out why being young doesn't always mean that you're not highly educated. Before we bust out the books and pencils, take a moment to enhance your learning by subscribing to TheRichest. Just click on that red subscribe button and give this video a like while you're at it too. Now here are 10 celebrities who are smarter than you think. Natalie Portman. Ever since she was a kid, Natalie Portman proved that she was one of the most talented people in Hollywood. When she was just 13 years old, she played the role of Mathilde in the 2004 movie Léon the Professional. Then in high school, she landed the role of Queen Amidala in the Star Wars prequels. Even though she had a promising acting future ahead of her, Natalie never neglected her studies. She actually skipped the premiere of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, so she could study for her high school exams. In 1998, while she was still in high school, she co-authored a scientific research paper, so it's no surprise that she was accepted into Harvard University. In 2002, she contributed to a study on memory while studying psychology. She graduated with a BA in psychology in 2003. A year later, she took graduate courses from Hebrew University in Jerusalem, and she was even a guest lecturer at Columbia University in 2006. In an interview, Natalie once said that she didn't care if education ruined her acting career, as she preferred to have brains over fame. There's no doubt that Natalie is one of the smartest stars in Hollywood, and it makes her star shine all the brighter. James Franco. It goes without saying that James Franco has always been a little eccentric. After graduating from high school, he attended UCLA, but he dropped out to pursue an acting career. It seemed that James somewhat regretted that decision because he returned to UCLA in 2006 as a creative writing major. Did we mention that by this time, James was already established as an actor and had a full-on acting career? He graduated with a creative writing degree in 2008 with a GPA of 3.5. Then he enrolled at Columbia University to work on an MFA in creative writing. At the same time, he was attending NYU's Tisch School of Arts in filmmaking and took courses in fiction writing at Brooklyn College and poetry at Warren Wilson College in North Carolina. In 2010, he finished his degree at Columbia and got accepted into Yale's PhD program studying English. The next year, he finished his degree at NYU. Getting multiple degrees was originally his escape from acting, but in the end, they also helped him to become a better actor. Emma Watson. After the last Harry Potter movie, Emma did disappear for a bit, only reappearing to do small film projects here and there. While many people were wondering what happened to her, they just needed to check the library. Emma was studying English literature at Brown University. In 2014, she received her bachelor's degree and needed an undercover guard at graduation, since people knew that Hermione was going to be present at the ceremonies. In 2016, Emma became an Oxford University Fellow. While a part-time position, she still had lots of responsibilities, many which would not have been bestowed upon her without an education. Along with being an educated celeb, she's also an activist who's trying to make the world around her a better place to live. While we don't know for sure, we wouldn't be shocked if Emma decided to pursue a graduate degree in the future or even a PhD. Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper is probably still on cloud 9 due to the success of his film A Star is Born, which he both starred in and directed. He proved his clout with the success of the movie, but he's had it in him all along. When he made big waves in movies like Wedding Crashers and The Hangover, we didn't think much of him. However, there's much more to Bradley than what meets the eye. Did you know that Bradley holds a Master of Fine Arts in Acting from the Actors Studio in New York City? Getting into an MFA acting program is one of the hardest things to do for actors, as the field is incredibly competitive. So Bradley must have wowed the school with not only a great essay and thesis, but also an amazing audition. Luckily, Bradley has been taking on more serious roles in the past several years that finally have Hollywood taking him seriously as an actor. Given he's so educated thanks to his master's degree, we shouldn't be surprised that he has such impressive acting chops. Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep is so talented that we all wonder where she got her skills from. While natural talent accounts for most of Meryl's success, she also had some amazing training. She graduated from Vassar College in 1971 with a BA degree. Then she attended Yale's Master of Fine Arts program in acting. To put it bluntly, she got into one of the best MFA acting programs in the world. She made such a splash at Yale that a verb was created out of her name. Acting notes like "Streep it up" were used in her class and probably for decades to come. While this is an amazing achievement, Meryl isn't one to brag about this milestone. The proof is in her acting abilities. She has had one of the most successful careers in the business and has the capability to play so many different roles. Thanks to the folks at Yale believing in her, we now have an amazing actress in Hollywood. Brian May. We know Brian May best as the guitarist and founding member of Queen. While the movie Bohemian Rhapsody makes some reference to Brian's interest in astrophysics and studying the stars, his interest is much more than just a hobby. His PhD studies were put on hold after Queen started rising to the top and became the big hit they eventually evolved into. Brian, or should we say Dr. May, has a lot more than just an appointed doctoral degree. He works a lot with NASA, and his papers are some of the best pieces of research in the astrophysics field. He literally took a 30-year break to play guitar, but his love for science never faltered. That brilliant mind also brought us hits like We Will Rock You, so Brian definitely has a prime mind for creating too. Lupita Nyong'o. Lupita Nyong'o is an Oscar-winning actress with an incredible backstory. She was born in Mexico because her Kenyan parents were in political exile at the time of her birth. They were eventually allowed to return back to Kenya, which is where Lupita grew up. Lupita had an interest in film and acting from the time she was a teenager. She earned her film and theater studies degree in 2003. She returned to school some years later and got a master's degree from Yale in 2012. Just a few weeks before she graduated, she found out that she had landed the lead role in 12 Years a Slave. What a way to get your career rolling fresh from graduation! As we know today, Lupita has gone on to achieve amazing things in her acting career, and her future certainly looks promising. Conan O'Brien. Conan was valedictorian of his high school when he graduated in 1981. He attended Harvard University and earned a bachelor's degree in American history in 1985. Did we mention that he graduated magna cum laude? After graduation, he moved to Los Angeles and started writing for the HBO series Not Necessarily the News, along with working with the improv troupe The Groundlings. Conan's smarts opened up a door of opportunities for him to do well in entertainment. 25 years after he earned his degree, a fan brought Conan a copy of his thesis from Harvard, which brought his academic life to full circle. Next time you think the late-night talk show host doesn't know what he's talking about when examining things like celebrities and politics, he actually is someone who knows how to research and support his arguments. Kesha. While some haters might call her unintelligent, Kesha is a lot smarter than what the world gives her credit for. During an interview, Kesha revealed that she got an SAT score of 1,500 out of 1,600, which is a near-perfect score. Considering how difficult these exams are, it's amazing that Kesha was able to accomplish such a feat. Getting a score of 1,500 would have opened all sorts of doors for her in the education world. However, Kesha decided to drop out of high school right before graduation. It's a decision that she doesn't regret, and she managed to get a successful music career out of it. Should she decide to ever go back to school, there are probably a few universities who would be glad to take her. Nolan Gould. Think about what you were doing when you were just 13 years old. And if you're not there yet, think about what you'd like to be doing at 13. Most kids are in middle school or junior high, starting to get crushes on their classmates, worrying about school assignments, and stressing out about growing up. But Nolan Gould seems to be an exception. He was starring as Luke Dunphy on ABC's Modern Family when he was 13. Even with the successful TV show on his hands, he was still focusing on his studies. But he was doing more than just enough to get by. Nolan actually graduated from high school at just 13 years old. Not only that, but he has an IQ of 150, and he's a member of Mensa, which is the largest high IQ society in the world. But Nolan hasn't forgotten about the next step in his academic life. He's taking college courses and is still in an active pursuit of knowledge. What do you think of these 10 celebrities who are smarter than you think? Do you feel inspired to continue your education and get more degrees than James Franco? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Before we say goodbye, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.